Hostiles have captured the hardpoint. Tied for the lead. Friendly Shock RC is ready. Hardpoint locked down. Hunter killer threat. Predator missile awaiting orders. We've taken the lead. Hardpoint contested. Hardpoint lost. Hardpoint is ours. Hardpoint contested.
Down! Need backup!
Hardpoint contested.
Enemy in sight!
Hardpoint contested. Hostiles have the hardpoint. Hardpoint locked down.
Hey guys, welcome back to a new video. Today I will be covering the AGR 556 and discussing its stats and how to make a gunsmith build for it. With the Season 12 update came a new gun called the AGR, which is known as the AUG in other games. Apparently the gun is good to use in the other COD titles and was even banned from competitive play. But can the AGR hold the same reputation in CODM? Let's find out in today's AGR Gunsmith discussion. First I'll go with the base stats and eventually discuss the gunsmith builds. The AGR damage is broken down into 3 divisions: the head, the upper body, which includes the arms as well, and finally the legs. Till 13 meters, it deals 27 damage to the head, 25 to the body, and 22 to the legs, thus giving us a 4-shot kill if we can aim to the upper body, giving us a time to kill of 238 milliseconds, which is quite fast. If we can't get the 4-shot kill, then the time to kill becomes 317 milliseconds, which is on the slower side, and to make the most out of this weapon, we have to aim to the upper body. From 14 meters to 20 meters, it deals 23 to the head, 21 to the body, and 18 to the legs, and we get a 5-shot kill if we aim upper body. Otherwise, the 6-shot kill has a time to kill of 397 milliseconds, which is simply not worth it. Assault rifles like the LK24 have 280 milliseconds time to kill in this range, and we will get easily outgunned. Thus, the effective range to use this gun is from 0 to 13 meters, which isn't great since the range is dominated by the Fennec, and I would rather use the Fennec over the AGR if playing this range. Now, the AGR has a 5.56 mag conversion, which is our last ray of hope in getting this gun to perform well. And the 5.56 mag changes the ranges and the damage profile and makes the SMG into an SMG assault rifle hybrid. We now do 29 to the head, 27 to the body, and 24 to the legs. If we aim upper body, we get a 4-shot kill, otherwise aiming to the legs, we get a 5-shot kill, but the probability of getting 4-shot kill rises due to the increased damage being done to the upper body and the legs. The fire rate becomes slower at 684 RPM, and we get 263 milliseconds 4-shot time to kill. The 4-shot range extends till 15 meters, which is only 2 meter difference compared to the base mag. From 16 meter onwards, it deals 25 to the head, 23 to the body, and 20 to the legs, giving us a 5-shot kill with 351 milliseconds time to kill. So we are stuck with a 4-shot range of around 15 meters, which I would say isn't good, as this range is dominated by the Fennec and the QQ9, which are better to use in this range compared to the AGR. But the 5-shot range extends till 30 meters, which will be the better range to use this gun. The base movement speed is 6.69 meters per second, which isn't too bad, and 2% slower than the Fennec movement speed, and the ADS movement speed is 2.08 meters per second. We have an ADS speed of 15 frames or 250 milliseconds and a sprint out speed of 6 frames or 100 milliseconds, which are both not bad at all. Now, a question you might ask, which mag should I use, the base mag or the 5.56 conversion? And here on the screen I have compared the stats of the base mag with both the 5.56 mags. Apart from the reload speed time, the 5.56 conversion gives us slower fire rate, which increases the time to kill. But due to the change in the damage profile, we perform better at range. Thus, if you are planning on using it for closer ranges, the base mag would suffice. Otherwise, for making the AGR a bit more versatile, the 5.56 conversion can be used. The recoil is set to become bad, but the vertical recoil is increased by 5%, which won't matter much, and I will have the recoil graphs side by side on the screen now to show you what I mean. As you can see on the 5.56 mag, the last bullet hits slightly above, which is a 5% increase from the base recoil. Anyway, the 30 round 5.56 conversion is what I used in the video, which makes the AGR into an SMG AR hybrid, but the 60 round conversion can also be used as we get a SMG AR LMG hybrid, and the only notable downside is the 2 frames increased ADS speed, which is alright since we get extra 35 bullets in return. Thus, for our Gunsmith builds, I will start by applying the 30 round 5.56 mag. Next I look into the barrels, and the barrels are pretty standard. We get one for improving our ADS speed, another one for improving range, and the final one for even more range, which helps for an exclusive range build. Usually I would use no stock for boosting the ADS speed, but that is not available, so the light barrel is what I use and would definitely recommend to use in your builds as well. Speaking of stocks, if we look at the recoil pattern, which by the way I forgot to show in the base stats, the recoil goes diagonally upwards towards the left and it's pretty easy to control. Here are 20 recoil samples superimposed to show you the general pattern of recoil, and we have to simply pull down towards the right and we can control the recoil fairly well. However, the thing to note here is how much the gun tends to shake sideways. It's not much, but the shake is visible on the recoil graph, and it does make the recoil a bit unstable. And I use the steady stock to help stabilize it, and we also get flinch stability as a bonus for reducing the ADS speed by 1 frame. To get back the ADS speed, I apply the tactical laser. For the final attachment, I was using the granulated grip, but it isn't really needed since we get accuracy boost from stock and laser. Thus, you can opt for the rubberized grip or the operator 4 grip for getting some recoil control, or a red dot in case you need it, or the muzzle brake for some horizontal recoil control, or even the compensator for helping with the overall recoil control. Otherwise, choose a perk like the sleight of hand, or in the end just apply the granulated grip since it helps maintain our accuracy at range. This was the first build, the stable or the balanced build. I personally would only suggest using recoil control attachments, which helps with the sideways sway. So usually would use the muzzle brake or the steady stock. Otherwise, the recoil can be controlled fairly easily without needing recoil control attachments. For the second build, if you want to dominate the close quarters 14 meter range, then focus primarily on ADS speed, since in this range Fennec is really strong and you will also face Fennec akimbo spammers. Thus, don't apply any mag attachment. The base mag will do alright for close quarters. Apply light barrel and the tactical laser for the ADS speed boost, and I usually don't recommend it anymore, but apply the stipple grip as it reduces the ADS speed by 1 frame and also reduces the sprint to fire speed by 1 frame. Really helps when playing aggressive. The bullet spread accuracy takes a hit, but for close quarters it will be fine. Next, I apply the steady stock. Muzzle brake also does a similar task, and it can be used for a strafing build as the ADS movement speed doesn't get reduced. However, for most people, steady stock will be the better option. Now for the last attachment, use what you will. I personally would opt for a perk like disable or sleight of hand, since using other attachments will reduce the ADS speed, strafing speed, or something else which I don't want. For our third build, I have a suppressed loadout which can be used for search and destroy, and out of the available suppressors, I don't recommend the light suppressor as the range decrease isn't worth it. The monolithic suppressor can be used, but it affects the bullet spread accuracy and the range increase isn't essentially needed. Tactical suppressor is quite underrated since it does the job of sound suppression for taking away 1 frame ADS speed, which we can increase using other attachments fairly well. So I will start with this. For helping with ADS speed, apply the light barrel and the tactical laser, and I would use the 5.56 mag here since in search and destroy it helps if we can take fights in close to mid ranges, and the 5.56 mag helps in taking mid range fights. For the final attachment, apply the granulated grip or the steady stock, whichever you prefer, and we are done. I use the steady stock here and it's a decently balanced suppressed gunsmith setup. For our fourth build, I wanted to use the 60 round mag since there's only 1 frame difference between the 30 round mag and the 60 round mag, and we get double the amount of bullets in the mag as well. The only issue will be the sideways recoil for some people, otherwise it's a really good build to have. Finally, a build for good recoil. These attachments can be used, but I would suggest using the steady stock since it helps. Okay, that took a while. This video took a lot of time and effort to make, and I would appreciate it if you can leave a like and subscribe with the bell notifications so as to not miss videos like this in the future. Also, we have a Discord server which you can join for interacting with me, discussing Gunsmith loadouts and much more. The link will be in the description. For Battle Royale, I have 2 main classes I can recommend. My first experience using the AGR was with the legendary version, and I really liked using it. It had strong hipfire for close range, and the recoil was good enough for taking range fights as well. Thus, for the first build, I wanted to enhance the hipfire. The main attachment for BR is the 60 round mag. Always use it. For making hipfire better, I applied the 5MW laser and the Merc foregrip, as both of them improve the hipfire performance. For controlling the lateral recoil, apply the steady stock, and the flinch stability also helps keep our aim on the target. And to get some ADS speed back, use the light barrel. ADS speed seems to have been butchered, but in close ranges we can hipfire our way to victory, so ADS speed doesn't affect us much there. And overall it's a good class to use with strong hipfire and close range performance. The legendary AGR which I used had these attachments, and we can opt for red dot to finish our class. Some changes I would personally do are these, and we are done. Now we can make a recoil based build too, and you can try out the recoil build I showed for multiplayer and see if you like it or not. Personally, I don't recommend making a recoil build for Battle Royale. Overall, for multiplayer, I don't recommend the AGR as there are better guns available which can be used. However, for Battle Royale, I do recommend the AGR and even use it for a custom loadout. And with that, we come to the end of the video. I have covered a lot of classes for multiplayer and Battle Royale, and I hope you can find something which you like among them. If you have any questions, let me know. Hopefully you like this elaborate Gunsmith discussion, and if you did, definitely leave a like and subscribe and press the bell icon to get these Gunsmith videos in notifications so you don't miss out on my future Gunsmith videos. Share this video around to support the channel and for appreciating my work. I will see you again very soon with a new Gunsmith discussion. Till then, stay safe, stay healthy, and have a good day. Take care guys, and bye.
Hardpoint identified.
Chasing mag! Cover me! I'm down!
Shock RC is ready. Hostiles have captured the hardpoint. Hardpoint is ours.
Enemy
Missile
contact! Chasing mag! I'm down! Need backup! I'm down! Need backup!